Greetings to all. In this video, we will introduce the Port Authority Dashboard web platform, which is the tool to data input and to manage the data that power PAD's analysis and statistics. The Port Authority Dashboard is a data analysis and visualization software which receives data from a wide range of stakeholders of the port system, as it can be seen in this slide from environmental monitoring units, from concessionaries, from the Port Authority itself. The Port Authority Dashboard is a multi-layer system based on a cloud-based DB powered by multiple sources and by the data analysis software Power BI, which provides standardizable and real-time analysis to feed the Port Authority management process. The web platform is a service to data entry and data management developed in PHP programming language. The data managed through web platform are downloaded every 12 hours by the Power BI software in order to constantly update the analysis. User access is tied to associated permissions, as the Port Authority can give a full or restricted access to specific users, enabling them to fill and to manage specific and only specific fields. In this video, we log in as a Port Authority as we can show the overall functionalities of the platform. By clicking on Login and logging in as a Port Authority user, the platform shows a menu on the left side. And the first section is PAD, and as the name suggests, it is a direct link to Power BI data analysis software. Signing in, we can directly use the PAD, but this function is only enabled for a restricted number of users. By clicking on the Home button, we can select a specific pillar, for instance market trend, retrieve data, and compute KPI by selecting one among the ones that we can see here, for instance market overview. And we also are able to switch years and to switch the month filter through the filters on the right side of the window. Now we can switch to the second one section, data input. By clicking on data input, the platform, as we can see, shows a number of subsections: traffic, project progress, budget, concession, infrastructure, and traffic flows shows two subsections in turn. But first of all, it's very important to introduce how does this section works. Through a user-friendly interface, the users upload data into the database, following guided procedures or uploading a specific Excel file, based on a system of options constrained in relation to the user who logged in. Because the data input is not the same for each users. There are some users, for instance concessionaires, which operates only in dry bulk market, and the latter will be able only to fill data and to update data and information related to the specific market of dry bulk, and so on. So, moreover, the platform is structured also to receive data from automatic real-time transmission tools, such as the environmental data, which are collected by the monitoring units and sent via API to the database. Now, more in detail, by clicking on traffic flows, we can input goods on passengers data by importing a CSV file. However, but if we click here on Add Excel, we can select a specific Excel file in our device. And by clicking on Import, we can upload the file. However, if we log in as a concessionaire, not as we are logged in now as a Port Authority user, Now logging out, and let's try to select an LG concessionaire and logging in. It can be seen that we can only input specific data as set out in the permitting system. Now, by clicking on traffic on the left side of the window, and by clicking on add report, we can see that NLG is a concessionary which operates only in the short shipping market. For instance, Beverello to Ischia, Capri to Beverello, and so on. Consequently, it's not possible to data input file or data related to dry bulk, liquid bulk, cruise markets, and so on, because there is a bounded system which does not allow to make mistake, to upload data which cannot be produced from this specific concessionaire. In this case, NRG can only update data related to short sea shipping and only to the route we have enabled to him. We can only select a specific file Excel which is filled in the respect of a specific form of this file Excel. Now we can go out, we can switch, logging out, we can switch to PAD, Mart Logistics, which is Port Authority users. So the platform allows to modify the data entered, but always within the perimeter of the authorization system. Therefore, each user will not be able to operate, and we have to remark that it's not possible to operate on all data partition, but only on those of these pertinence. In this scenario, for instance, NRG can operate only on short sea shipping routes, and through the settings of the Port Authority users, as we will show, it is possible to define the boundaries. It's possible to define which data specific concessionaire can fill, can update, and also to add new concessionaires and to delete some concessionaires. Now we can select the second one subsection, ship flows, and as it can be seen, the software shows the summary of all vessels docked in the port of competence of the MSC Port Authority, namely Castellammare, Salerno, and Naples. The data collected are the ones provided from the Port Project Management Information System, the PMIS, which is the management tool adopted by the Italian Coast Guard. However, it is also pointing out that the PMIS provide raw data which are automatically collected and then processed before to be stored in the database and also managed through the platform, and that the system is also structured to store data collected from marine traffic service. On the top of the windows, we have a resource tool to retrieve data related to a specific ship, for instance, which can be retrieving defined the IMO, or retrieve the ship docked at a specific berth. Now, for instance, we can try 15B, the berth number 50B, and we can try to check the RoRo type. Yeah. The RoRo, only the RoRo vessels docked in the port of Naples. Now we can search, and the software engine retrieve the data we have specified in the past steps. Okay, the introduced section in general allow to input data related to market trend pillar of the path, since they concern, as we have seen, packs and freight, and as they concern vessels. But the Port Authority dashboard is composed of 5 pillars, which provide statistics and analysis also related other important aspects. Consequently, by clicking on the second one section, the project one, software shows a list of the infrastructure intervention actually in progress in the Port Authority, whose are feed the analysis provided in the infrastructure effectiveness pillar. Adding a new project is very simple. Clicking on the blue button at the new project, the software opens up a new entry form to fill with the same data that the Port Authority sends to Ministry of Infrastructure and Transport. The file, the structure of the Excel file that the Port Authority sends to the government is exactly the same. The budget-related data are inputted in the third one section. As it can be seen, by clicking on the dedicated section, the software shows a quick access panel to quarterly budget already updated from 2017. A new budget can simply added by selecting the related quarter, for example, second quarter of this year, and by clicking on the green button, add a new budget. Now the system provides the standard form required from the ministry to be filled. The data managed through this section allow to run the paths pillar economics and finance. Now we can switch to concession. Concession section shows a quick access panel to a table gathering information about the infrastructure in concession for each port concessionary, and some details such as typology, if we are dealing with a berth or a pipeline, for instance, the dimension in meters or in square meters, if we are referring to a quay, the location, for instance, the Port of Naples, and so on. A new concessionary can simply added by clicking on Add New Concession. Now the system provides the standards form to fill with the concession related details. As it can be seen, the name of the concessionary, if it have been created in the past, or we can also add a new concessionary or a new infrastructure. So the data managed through this section allow to run 2 paths pillar. Infrastructure effectiveness, for instance, by combining the concession related data with the traffic ones to elaborate KPIs such as K occupancy. However, in order to provide reliable statistics, the section infrastructure of the platform focuses on infrastructure data, which can be updated following the same steps described in the previous section. By clicking on a new infrastructure, we can specify the name, the port, the type, if it's a berth, if it's a pipeline, the dimension in meters, square meters, and the value such as 100 meters or 100 square meters. And by clicking on Add, it is created. At this point, we can close this section and we can go to control input section. Okay, now it's important to give some specifications. Alright, first of all, the monitoring of a complex logistic system, such as the one of the ports, should be based on the logic of timeliness. To ensure that the system is always running on up-to-date records, a reminder system sends automatic alerts to users, preventing delays in data transmissions. This is the role of this section, to check if all users have updated the data, in order to ensure that the system is always running up-to-date records. A recap panel quickly shows how many users compared to the total updated traffic data. So we can select, for instance, 2021, the month of December, by clicking on filtering. The system retrieve the data, and as it can be seen, 29 of 39 concessionaries have uploaded the data. The last section to introduce is setting, which is composed of 4 subsections: users, traffics, budgets, items, and the systems, allowing it to manage the structure of the form provided from data input section, the permission structure, the hierarchy, and to keep track of the user access. First of all, the user section, which shows a list of all users enabled to access to the platform, also giving information about it and specifying the role assigned to him. We want to remark that the access to the platform is secured by an authorized basic access security system that prevents unauthorized users from view or from add or from manage the contents of the database, enabling them to manage only the authorized data. Now, switching the section on top of this windows, we can check for each role which users are present. A new user can be also added through the dedicated form that opens up by clicking on the Add Users. Now, switching on Traffic Flows section, it allows to manage the computation mode of some traffic data. As a matter of fact, if there are values derived from primary data, these can be calculated through specific formulas, which can also be differentiated for each port. As far the budget items is concerned, this section allows to modify the structure, as it can be seen, the structure of the budget-related data input form. In this case, it is managed by the ministry. And then, at last, finally, the system, which provides information about the structure of the software, such as the time zone, and also to just a moment that we are refreshing the page. Okay, it runs. About the logs. The logs subsection allows to keep track of the user access, as it can be seen. Okay, the presentation is now completed. Thank you for your attention.